The best neighborhoods in Chicago are typically the ones everyone talks about. One of the best neighborhoods in Chicago, ranked by niche.com, is this one right here, Sauganash. Not a lot of people talk about it, not as many people know about it, but it is an absolute hidden gem. I've put a lot of people here over the years, sold a lot of homes here, and it is just a few miles from the lake, but right up very close to the expressway. So if you need to get downtown or the northern suburbs or Wisconsin or the airport, this is your neighborhood. It's incredible for transportation by car. It is not a walkable neighborhood where you walk to a bunch of coffee shops and grocery stores. You have to drive maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes to get to all kinds of stuff, but you don't immediately walk to it. Very quiet, secluded, beautiful homes. I'm on the north side of the neighborhood, which has the most expensive homes. Typically, the more expensive homes are like 1.2 to 2 million, in that range. New construction or large, older homes that have been renovated, like the one behind me. And then you can see just down the street, tree-lined, beautiful. It's a very walkable neighborhood for kids. Lots of bike riding, lots of hanging out. It's very quiet, secluded, big parks. You can get to all kinds of nice stuff for kids, basketball courts, playgrounds, all of those types of things. Just call, text, email if you have any questions at all. Happy to help with Sauganash or any other neighborhood in Chicago. So when you're looking for the best neighborhoods in Chicago, really depends on who you are, what you're looking for. But I would just say, if you're trying to get a suburban type feel and you want to live in the city of Chicago, this is your spot here in Sauganash and also the adjoining areas of Edgebrook. So you can see a lot of traditional homes. You have some built-in garages, and then others have the garages detached in the back of the house. One thing you'll find here is a highly ranked school, Sauganash School, and then you also have Queen of All Saints, private school, very popular as well. Very strong community, lots of community events. People really know each other. Many families have been here for a long time. People that are raised here typically will come back, many of them, and raise their kids here. It's a very close-knit area where people really look out for their neighbors. And one of the homes I sold recently, they was an older couple, and they had a new young couple buy the house, and the neighbors were taking care of stuff that was being delivered and helping them out with things before they even knew them, before they even asked. That's just the type of area it is. People lend a helping hand, will organize events for families that need help, pitch in. It's a very cozy, close-knit area. So on the northern area are the larger homes, typically, up to 2 million, but most of the homes in Sauganash fall in the $500,000 to $700,000 range. That's the primary part of the market here. So the homes are much more expensive in other parts of the city. The reason why the homes are more reasonable here is it's a little bit further from the lake, but like I said, it's like living, kind of has a suburban feel, but it's in the city. There's kind of a lot of city workers, policemen, detectives, firemen, people in leadership positions in Chicago, to have jobs in Chicago, that live in a lot of these neighborhoods right here because they want, maybe they would want to move to the suburbs, but they can't. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. They stay in the city for their job and have a suburban feel. The other thing I'll take you to is show you where the neighborhood dead ends on the southern end, where the homes are a little bit smaller overall, but it butts up to the forest preserve. There's many deer in there. You can walk on trails down by the river. There's forest preserve, picnicking, and then there's an incredible bike trail that used to be railroad tracks. So really a lot to do here. So So I'm on the south side of the neighborhood now in Sauganash, and you can see some large homes on multiple lots, beautiful homes here, but you also have much smaller homes. You have ranches, you have homes that are, great starter homes for people or people downsizing. You have it all here, really. Here's a great example of some ranches in Sauganash. Very affordable, smaller homes on the same streets as the bigger homes. People add onto the top of some of those homes to expand them. You have some nice brick homes, and at the end of the street you have a forest preserve. Here's the opening to the forest preserve right here. We'll see if we see any deer in here. There are quite a few. You can walk your dogs, kind of hike, run, mountain bike, whatever you want through here. It goes on for a very long time. It's beautiful. So if you want to live real close into the city, close to downtown, you can live in Lincoln Park, Lakeview, Ravenswood, other areas. This is just a little bit further, but can be extremely convenient for people that are working out this way or want to drive to the West Loop or other areas in the city. The expressway is extremely convenient. It's just a couple blocks away. But you have forest preserve, trails, very tranquil, quiet, suburban type neighborhood in Chicago, and really not a lot of people really know about it. My parents live here. I lived here for 1 year before I got married. It's just a beautiful place to live, and you might want to consider it if you want a much better value and to be close to things that you want to be close to if you are going to O'Hare a lot and want to be close to some great malls and things like that. I would say this is probably, in my opinion, the quietest street in the entire city of Chicago. It's a dead-end street. It butts up against the forest preserve, and it also has an incredible bike path that I'll show you at the end of the street here that's a dead end. This bike trail goes very, very far. It goes probably 10 miles, 12 miles. Goes through suburbs. It goes, you can get all the way up north of the northern suburbs. It's a great way to get around if you bike. And behind me you will see Dead End Street, the last house here in the neighborhood, and then you can walk through here but no cars, and there used to be railroad tracks, and there's a running trail that goes to the forest preserve. It's just a very beautiful hidden spot. One thing you'll find in neighborhoods in Sauganash and around it are basketball rims in the street. The neighborhoods are so quiet and so peaceful that it's really not a big deal to have a basketball hoop on the side of the street, kids having games, playing in the street, because there's a forest preserve at dead ends. Everyone's very respectful and safe in driving in these neighborhoods for the most part. And you can see the houses behind me. There's some larger homes down the street, a little bit larger, and then you have some great smaller homes. It's just a great mix. People have built new construction over the last 10 years quite a bit, where you have now resales going for 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then there is a home on the market for 2.2 million, 8,000 square feet, but hasn't sold yet. And then other homes are 6,000 square feet, selling in that high 1.7, 1.8 territory. So there's a really great mix, but one thing is consistent is quiet, good schools, highly ranked schools, and close to a lot of things. But once again, you just can't walk to a coffee shop. Someone should do something about that, but it's not a thing in this neighborhood. In Sauganash, standing in front of my parents' house, my mom wanted me to make sure I got their house in it. It is a mansion, as you can see. And they've lived here for almost 30 years, and just a nice, quiet, great spot. Love to walk in the woods and walk the dogs and see the deers, even though one of the deers kind of persisted and did not like my mom's dog the other day. So a little worrisome there, but that does not normally happen.